300,000 is a staggering amount of subscribers for a channel that caters to such niche topics as historical music and traditional music. And the speed at which these subscribers were amassed is even more staggering. And I believe the success that this channel has enjoyed is due to one singular variable. And it's the fact that I simply show historical music for what it is and traditional music for what it is. Very often you'll find comments from people saying stuff like,
I've listened to Roman-inspired music for about 8 years, and honestly Faraji changed the entire game. I never listened for 8 years, but before Farya all Roman-inspired music did not have that kick to it until Farya.
And of course the praise is worded in a way that attributes the success somehow to, me or some unique ability or special gift that I have. But all I did was have the crazy idea that if you're going to make music about ancient Rome, why not use ancient Roman instruments and ancient Roman music and ancient Roman scales? That's all I did. That's why my epic Roman music is so popular now on YouTube. That's why they're playing it in front of the Colosseum and the Pantheon during Rome's birthday celebrations every year. The reason my music became so successful is simply because my music is just the music of those cultures. When I make epic Byzantine music, it's just modern Greek folk music. Oh, Farya, I love your epic Byzantine music. Well, then you love Greek folk music, because my epic Byzantine music is just Greek folk music. Yeah, the epic Byzantine series sounds great, because Cretan folk music sounds great, because Thracian folk music sounds great, because Nisiotika and Pontic and Greek folk music as a whole sound great. Farya, I love your epic Iranian songs. Well, you love them because Iranian music sounds great. Farya, I love your ancient Roman music. Those instruments, the soundscape is so cool. Well, that's just because I use the Roman soundscape, the actual soundscape of the Romans. Aulos, lyres, padura, and yeah, those sound amazing. For decades, the people in charge of media have been saying, well, you can't put literal ancient Roman instruments in soundtracks about ancient Rome. I mean, they use the bagpipes. People are going to be confused. Bagpipes are Celtic and Scottish. People won't accept that. They're going to be off-put by that. So don't do that. Just give them the orchestra. The orchestra's safe, and they'll accept that. But then you actually do take the chance of saying, no, fuck you. The Romans had bagpipes. I will put bagpipes in Roman music. And then what do people do? They go, holy shit, it sounds great. It sounds amazing. Okay, they had bagpipes, great. And this is a great sound, and we've never heard those instruments before, and it's a unique kick and a unique energy we've never experienced before, and they end up loving it. For decades, the people in charge of media have been saying, well, you can't literally put medieval music in our media. The actual music of the Middle Ages didn't have chords. It had these drones, these single notes screeching all throughout a song, without stopping, without changing. People are not going to like that. Just give them the RPG tavern music, which is basically campfire, modern, American acoustic folk songs, but just swap the acoustic guitar with the Irish bouzouki, which is literally more recent than the acoustic guitar as an instrument. And just go for the pseudo-medieval music that vaguely, superficially feels medieval, but isn't actually medieval, because modern audiences don't have the intellectual capacity to appreciate actual medieval music. But then you do actual reconstructions of medieval music using the parameters, the historical parameters of medieval music, and people love it. People say it's an energy they've never heard before. For decades, the people in charge of media have been saying, well, you can't put literal Middle Eastern music in our Middle Eastern themed media because it has all those alien weird notes and modes and instruments that we've never heard. Just give them the palatable desert level music that's designed to be palatable to Western ears. But then you do the thing that I do, you just make Iranian music unapologetically, and you say, fuck you, I'm going to use microtonal modes, fuck you, I'm going to use things that are super alien to Western music, and guess what? Westerners end up loving it, and they flock to your music, giving the total of your Iranian videos upwards of millions of views because they think that it sounds so great and so unique and so fresh and exciting. Wonders happen when you give audiences a chance, the chance that they are not morons who are unable to adjust themselves to new things.
This whole pseudo-historical, pseudo-Middle Eastern, pseudo-Arabic, pseudo-Iranian, pseudo-Viking kind of music gives a very good musical result, musically. I really like that sort of music. However, the surge that they have found brought them to such a place where I feel like they have begun to utterly and completely supersede the actual real traditions. I am not trying to dismantle the existence of music that evokes ideas based on vibes. I think that's a perfectly valid form of artistic expression. However, pop culture historically has shown that this kind of music has been overshadowing the real music for a very long time. Orchestras that evoke the vibe of imperiality of ancient Rome have completely overshadowed the very knowledge of what ancient Roman music even was, of the fact that they had bagpipes, that they had aulos, of what their actual instruments were, of what their modes and scales were. Neo-medieval music played in medieval fairs with people strumming modern chords on Irish bouzoukis that is like a 50-year-old instrument have completely overshadowed the knowledge of what actual medieval European music sounded like, of what its actual aesthetic and music theory components were. Basically, the mission that I want to fulfill with this channel is to bring a little more balance to the landscape of historical and ethnic music. I love the Hollywood style. However, I think that the Hollywood style and Hollywood stereotypes have fundamentally overshadowed the reality of ethnic music, of historical music. And so I just want to balance it out a little more to the best of my abilities and bring out more awareness to actual historical music, actual ancient Roman music, actual Iranian music, etc. The mission statement of my channel and what I'm trying to argue for is that both forms of music should exist equally. Vibes-based music that evokes vague vibes based on vague cultural associations like orchestra equals imperial and Armenian duduk equals ancient are fine. They can yield wonderful music. But let's also keep a space for actual ancient Roman music, even if they don't sound like the association that modern people have of ancient Roman music. And when you do that, you will reap great success. So if you want to celebrate the 300,000 subscriber mark, raise not a glass to Farya Faraji, raise a glass instead to Greek folk music, to Iranian traditional music, to Ottoman classical music, to reconstructed medieval music using medieval music theory. Raise a glass to actual Scandinavian traditional music. If you enjoy my content, it's only because those real traditional historical sounds are beautiful. And all I did was decide to show them to people. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger of what beauty lies in traditional and historical sounds, and why we should not limit ourselves solely to pop cultural musical evocations of vibes of other cultures. This has been the mission statement of my channel, to be a library of world and historical music. And many people over the years have expressed a desire to directly contribute to this project of, amassing this library of world and traditional music. And ever since I had like 3,000, 4,000 subscribers, people have been asking me, do you have a Patreon? Do you have a YouTube membership? How can we support you financially? And for all those years, I turned all those offers down. I did not allow anybody to make financial donations to me. I did not open a Patreon. I did not open YouTube memberships. And the reason is twofold. Firstly, I think that a Patreon has to be earned. When you look people in the eyes and you tell them, I think I'm doing such good work that it gives me the right to ask people to help me out with their hard-earned money, you better have built. You need to earn that. Otherwise, it's audacity to an unspeakable level. And up until now, I felt like I hadn't earned that yet. I don't think I've earned it yet. I feel like you have to earn your Patreon. You have to really build something big enough to like earn it. And I don't know. Is 100,000? I don't feel like I've just. I don't know. I don't know if this is all enough, what I've accomplished so far. Not after 100 videos, not after 200 videos. Now, after 333 videos, hopefully now I've earned the right to have a Patreon. But the second reason I had not opened one yet was because
I also feel that monetary support from your followers, such as Patreons, has to be justified, logistically speaking. That is, if I don't need extra money in order to be able to sustain this channel, no way in hell am I going to ask people to, again, donate part of their hard-earned money to support me. So for a very long time, I was able to sustain this channel solely off of the revenue that Spotify and Bandcamp and YouTube generated for me. But as of now, the stage that this channel has now reached is that my year-long upload schedule is every 3 days. Every 3 days, I upload a new video, a new song, something. And each one of those uploads requires me to access documents to research the music, requires me to buy an instrument to be able to perform the correct instrument for the correct culture, or alternatively to contact musicians, which is what I do even more often now, to be able to play, because obviously I can't earn every instrument in existence. I can't learn to play every instrument in existence. If I do have the instruments and it's me playing them, maybe the strings are broken, so I have to buy new strings and everything. This even applies, for example, to the clips or the videos, right? So if you see me doing a clip, well, just driving to the place cost gas that I had to pay. If it was my friends who star in the clip or helped me film it, I usually pay their gas, and I pay their food for the day. This channel that you see, where every 3 days some new content is uploaded, a tremendous amount of money is required to keep this machine turning. And now, with the level of quality that the channel has attained, where on every single video I'm working with talented, top-notch, top-of-the-game musicians of their cultures, in order to keep this channel sustained at the level of quality that it has. If you're interested, you may now contribute whatever part you want through a Patreon or a YouTube membership, in order to keep this library of world music and of historical music accurate, authentic, well-sourced, and of the highest possible quality. Anyway, this was Faraji. I believe that I've rambled for long enough. Thank you, everybody, so much for the support that you've shown this channel. If you've shown support to this channel, all you've done is shown support to Turkish music, to Armenian music, to the real historical reconstructed sounds of the Middle Ages, to the real historical reconstructed sounds of ancient Rome, ancient Greece, to the actual instruments that belong to these cultures and everything. The success of this channel isn't the success of this channel, neither is it my success. All it is a testament to the incredibly rich, deep beauty that is to be found in the anthropological expressions of music that we human beings have produced over the centuries, nay, the millennia. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. This was Faraji. Thanks, everybody.